present myself first. You have heard a little bit my biography. I must tell you that next year it will be 40 years that I research and investigate Tesla's work. As a student, I came for the first time in 1977 into the Nikola Tesla Museum. So I thought at that time that I will spend 1 month there, just working as a demonstrator. But then I prolonged and stayed a few years as a student demonstrator. And after that I started to work permanently in the museum after finishing my studies of mechanical engineering. At that time I also thought that I will stay maybe 1 or 2 years. But as you can see, next year it will be, I hope, 4 years of my continual investigation. Why? Why is it so? Nikola Tesla has some kind of power to attract people to be interested in his life, his work. His really extraordinary life, so dedicated. Tesla didn't have a family, didn't have children, didn't have private property. All his life he lived in hotels, and he spent millions of dollars into scientific investigation, but he had no private property. All his energy he put it into his scientific work. I would also like to tell you something about Nikola Tesla Museum. We are very proud that in Belgrade, in this beautiful villa you can see in this blue paper, we preserve now all Tesla's legacy, which consists of more than 160,000 original papers, 50,000 clippings which Tesla's secretary collected during his life, 1,000 of books from Tesla's personal library, 1,000 of his personal items. And also in our museum we preserve Tesla's funeral burials. Tesla was cremated after his death, and his ashes was transported from the United States to the Belgrade in 1957. Museum is established in 1952. In 1955 it started to work, and in 1957 it was completed by transporting Tesla's ashes. So this is now Technical and Memorial Museum. Also, one thing I would like to tell you that a few years ago, Tesla's heritage, Tesla's papers is under the protection of UNESCO. They are now on the list of special heritage of the world, memory of the world list. Few pictures about the Nikola Tesla Museum. This is a small space, about 1,000 square meters. 300 square meters exhibition, 300 square meters is administrative area, and 300 square meters the basement is the heart of the museum. So you can see these blue boxes on your right side down. These are the boxes in which we preserve now Tesla documentation. We are also very proud that we have a special laboratory for conservation. Last year I visited the Albert Einstein Archive in Jerusalem, and I was very proud when I saw that their conservatory laboratory is not better than ours. So it's very important for us. The title of my presentation is the problem of increasing human energy. Tesla is so big genius, there are so many aspects of his work. One man can spend his life researching special aspects. For example, I know colleagues who spend their scientific career researching Tesla's coil, Tesla's wireless transmission of energy. Some other colleagues spend career researching Tesla's plateless counts. And during my career, I asked myself what can be of most interest for the next generation if I try to study and understand Tesla. So first I made my PhD, as you have heard, about the methodology of Tesla's work in mechanical engineering, because I'm a mechanical engineer. But I was wondering how Tesla worked, what was his methodology. Maybe this methodology can be also part of methodology of next generation. So it is very interesting. Maybe I could say a few things about this. What is in Tesla's methodology interesting? You know what's happened with modern generation? We are training our students to use machines, computers, in order to help them to have the results. Tesla, on the other side, at that time, you know, end of the 19th century, there were no such possibilities for Tesla, but he comes somehow intuitively developed some potentials, internal spiritual potential that he had. We do not have only intellectual potential, we have emotional intelligence, we know that, and very important part of his methodology of work is also using his power will. Why power will? Because, you know, if you want to go deep in some scientific problem, that you must be ready to sacrifice a lot of things. Sometimes, in the case of Tesla and great genius, they were ready to sacrifice their life. Believe me or not, when Tesla claimed in his autobiography that he was upon some very important idea, he was ready to die. He was so concentrated on this idea that he believed that some special blood pressure can be, you know, something will happen in his head and he can die. You know. So this was one thing I studied a lot, but later on I somehow turned my attention to what I call Tesla doctrine, and I will tell you more about Tesla doctrine later. Now I would like just to put some light on some important aspects of Tesla's life and career and work. We frequently forget that Tesla was highly distinguished, decorated during his life. He was the life member of IEEE. He was the he got the PhD degree for many important American universities like Yale and Columbia, from European universities in Paris, in Strasbourg, in many other European countries. Also, he was the member of the Royal Institution. It's a very rare decoration. He received it in 1892 when he had a lecture in the Royal Institution. And a lot of medals he received during his life. So his scientific community during his life appreciated his work, at least the first part of his life. I will explain you later. In this movie, we like to show that actually, in order to understand Tesla's life, Tesla's work, we have to understand three main aspects, three main influences that somehow shaped his life, shaped his system of value. This is the culture and system of value he received in his family. His father was Orthodox priest, and his uncle was officer, and the two main occupations in his family was either the priests or officers. This is because Tesla was born in Smiljan. Village Smiljan is now in Croatia. During the existence of old Yugoslavia, it was the part of old Yugoslavia, but when Tesla was born, Smiljan was part of the Lika, border country between Austria Empire and Turkish Empire. So many brave people lived there, and they fought for Austrian Emperor, and among them was Tesla's father, Tesla's uncle, many of his relatives. A second aspect, very important of his life, second influence, is European education. Tesla studied in Graz, in Prague, now in Austria and Czechia, Polytechnic and philosophy. At that time, it was 1973 till 80, 81. At that time, the difference between the disciplines, natural and social, was not so sharp. So they were engineers and philosophers at the same time. So, and the third very important aspect was that Tesla had a big influence in America from from a pragmatical American businessman, and he spent most of his life in America because he realized that there he had the opportunity to research, to invest the money into new ideas, to try to develop it. We know that today we discovered so far 309 Tesla patents. 112 patents are from the United States, and the rest of the patents are the so-called analogs. Analogs means that they are repeated patents in the different countries all over the world. Among all those patents, there are several groups of patents very important. I would like to tell you a few words about this. First group of patent I would like to speak is the so-called Tesla's polyphase system. Tesla invented the polyphase system and made the patents, 36 patents of the polyphase system of alternating, using production, using transmission, using alternating currents. At that time, it was 80, 87, 80, 88. This problem of electrification was new and very important all over the world. And many scientists, groups, companies tried to find a solution. Tesla, with his brilliant patents, actually joined to Westinghouse Group. George Westinghouse was American businessman and entrepreneur. So he invested money into the Tesla's patents and started to produce these machines. You can see on your left side is the main Tesla's patents of polyphase system. On your right side are the machines, motors, generators that were produced in Westinghouse factory according to Tesla's patents and principles Tesla gave. You see the picture of Niagara Falls, which Tesla Westinghouse system actually won the contract, you know. And this was the system which shows how modern electroenergetic system works. How we today produced energy in hydroelectric plant or in thermal plant or in nuclear plant, it doesn't matter. Now, then we raise the voltage of the current we produce, then we transmit on long distances alternating currents, and then at the end we put this voltage low when we want to use it into our homes, into our towns. Now it is so simple that we are talking about this, but at that time it was really something tremendous. On your right side upstairs, you can see just a picture of a plate. We are very proud of the plate. We preserve original copy of that plate in our museum. And here is written actually that Niagara Falls company, together with Westinghouse company, built actually this plant according to 9 of Tesla's patents, 2 of Schmidt patent, 1 patent of Kennedy, and 1 patent of Stanley. That means that Nikola Tesla didn't give all the solutions, but he gave some 70 to 80% of solutions. So he was the main contributor of it. Why I'm telling about this? Because these Tesla's patents changed the picture of the world at the end of the 19th century and the beginning of the 20th century. This is so-called electrification of the world. Very important. Tesla claimed that after, you know, in America, when you make a patent, 18 years is validation of this patent. After 18 years, it is not valid anymore. And Tesla claimed that in 1906, after expiring the rights of his patents, $8 billion was invested into industry based on his patents. At that time, if you want to know what is the money of today, you can multiply by 30 or 40. So some 250 to 300 billion dollars was invested in Tesla's patents. You can imagine how his patents was important in that field. Another group of patents which have global potential to change the picture of the world is patents related to wireless transmission of signals. At the end of the 19th century, wireless transmission of signals was unknown solution. Nobody knows how to wirelessly to transmit signals. Tesla very early, based on invention of his coil, which you can see in Telefonica exhibition. But also, I'm very glad to say that we saw one coil in Museum of Science and Technology at University, Technical University, yesterday, produced by domestic professors and doctors. This device was very important to Tesla because he experimenting with high frequency and high voltage current in a very broad range. What was Tesla's methodology? When he started to investigate something, then he create some kind of machine for helping him to experiment. Okay? Then he tried to find out what he can do with these machines in very broad range. That means he produced very low frequency and very low voltage, and very high frequency and very high voltage. And experimenting with this, he's not only realized that it is possible to wirelessly transmit signals by this system. You see on your left side patent, on your right side patent, on your left side you see the picture of diagram of how he developed this system. This is so-called 4-tune circuit system. Every mobile phone has now 4-tune circuit system. But it is of course not in the shape of the Tesla device, it's now in the shape of a chip. But actually antenna, grounding, and resonance tuning between emitting system and receiving system is post-Tesla invention in late 19th century. He patented it in 1897. At that time, there were no scientists in the world who had similar solution. So Tesla was somehow a gambler, you know. He said, I have very valuable patent now, I can commercialize, I can earn the millions, but I will wait. I would like to solve another bigger problem, and this is the transmission of wireless energy, not only the signals. So he was interested not only to connect all the people on the earth with communication, but also to enable every person in the world some kind of free energy. It's not so, but I don't want to go deep into this problem. So, in Colorado Springs in 1899, he developed this big Tesla coil of 12 million volts. I must tell you that I'm very proud as the director of the Nikola Tesla Museum that we this year repeat this experiment. We have now in the museum 12 million volt coil, which we showed for the first time to Serbian public in Belgrade on 10 July. It was the Tesla's birthday. It is a modern version of Tesla coil, not built with technology of the 19th century. But I must tell you that it is extremely hard to repeat these experiments. Can you imagine 1899? Our planet was in dark. There were no radio stations. The first automobile carriages appeared on the streets in New York. The first alternating currents passed from Niagara Falls to New York. First airplane of brother ice didn't fly yet. You know, our planet was entirely in dark, looking from the space. And Tesla performed some unbelievable experiments, and he claimed something really sensational, that he found in one experiment on 4th July 1899 that the planet Earth responds to some electrical impulses as a light. That means if you impress certain electrical impulse into the planet Earth under the special condition, then you can get some special phenomena inside of the Earth which are of dynamic state and which can help you to wirelessly transmit energy. I won't bother you with technical details, just to tell you that Tesla received financial support from JP Morgan, John Pierpont Morgan, yes, the famous banker and the founder of JP Morgan Bank, which is today so important, you know this. And Morgan gave him initial money to build his system of wireless transmission signals and energy. But also Morgan invested the money into his competitors. One of them was his Marconi, the Italian physicist Marconi. So somehow Marconi, with more simple technology, transmit signals from shores of Europe to shores of America. And before Tesla demonstrated the possibility of wireless transmitting signals. And Tesla at that time stopped in the middle of his project. He needed more money to finish it, but Morgan was not interested anymore. And Tesla didn't finish this project. Later on, later in some curved processes, Tesla. Today we know that Tesla actually invented all these things, but he was gambling and he lost the game. Some others was, and after unsuccessful trying to make this project, American society somehow ridiculed Tesla, somehow made jokes. 10 years ago he was a famous person in America, one of the most famous, and at the beginning of 1900, many journalists, scientific, and even many scientists claimed Tesla was nothing. He claimed rubbish and so on. So Tesla, was hurted, and he didn't realize the American society. So at that time, he started to analyze American society and Western civilization, and this was the beginning of Tesla's analyzing the trends of developing modern civilization. In what I call Tesla doctrine, there are many Tesla's ideas regarding the future of this civilization. I will just shortly tell you a few main points of his claims. He was asked by one journalist what did he think about the civilization to which he contributed so much with his inventions, especially alternating current system transmission and usage. And he said that this is unbelievable technological civilization. Nothing similar happened in the known history of humankind. But he said, although this civilization is helping us to live in better, to live in more comfort, in more convenience, it is not going towards the true enlightenment and true culture. Two very important key words. Please remember, Tesla claimed our civilization is not civilization of true culture and true enlightenment. This is what we should think about, what he wanted to say actually. And he was asked by a journalist, okay, if you say that our civilization is unsustainable, and Tesla claimed that it will be destroyed some days as many other big civilizations in the past, Roman and Egyptian and many others. They asked a journalist why. He said, because this civilization tried to solve one problem, social, material. In order to be stable, civilization must solve two more problems, moral and spiritual. Only if you solve social, moral, and spiritual problem, then you have stable base for developing, spreading your civilization. Another very interesting observation, I will read it. I have often wondered whether our development will be mostly in the direction of the artistic or scientific. And I have satisfied myself absolutely that with the progress of time, ideals, all ideals will be smoother and only cold light science will survive. So he actually envisioned that our mechanical civilization will not be in the direction of art, culture, but in the direction of cold science. And maybe to tell you two more things, that Tesla had very interesting observation regarding what is the process of thinking in his time. He said all scientists like Franklin and Morse were clear thinkers. Modern scientists are deep thinkers. There are big difference between clear and deep thinking. I will try to explain later. And finally, remark very interesting also, he was also asked, okay, if you think that we should be stable as a civilization, what we should do, where should we invest our energy and our money? And he said, he said a richer part of the world, it was about 1940 before he died, richer part of the world has enough high level of comfort of existing. So we don't need anymore to invest the money into rising the comfort we need to invest our energy and money into changing of the habits of all people on the planet, so all of us can equally enjoy the fruits of our civilization. Why this sentences, why this Tesla doctrine, after 40 years of investigating Tesla, think is important? Because as a person, as a family man, I had the problems with my family, with my children, you know, with my colleagues and with my people in Serbia. I was a short-time member of a political party, so I tried to join this kind of life. And I tried to understand how life is functioning in my country, you know. And thinking about what Tesla said, actually, I absolutely agree that some kind of balance men need to adopt in order to be successful, not only personally successful in the sense that I make my career, but also family successful, also socially successful. That means if I want to develop myself, this is very good idea, but if I don't somehow bring back my knowledge to society, then I'm not fully successful. So there are many of Tesla's claims which we can put into the context of modern sustainability theories. You know, I don't know, I was teaching sustainable development on the faculty of applied ecology in Belgrade for several years. So I'm not sure that you know, all of you, or don't, but I will repeat now. Modern theory of sustainability says that in order to be sustainable in the future, we have to fulfill our needs, but also have a chance for generation yet to come to fulfill their needs. Modern theory of sustainability do not explain what does it mean our needs. You know why? Because we are living in one very consumption culture. And as you can notice all over you can Google and you can understand that you have now 10 major big companies in the world which have income more than 3 or 4 biggest state and most developed state of the world. So it is not easy in a modern society actually to explain what will be true sustainability. But generally we agree that in order to be sustainable we have 4 components. We have economical, social, ecological and cultural. Very important. Tesla explained it differently. We have social problems, all material problems, and we have spiritual problems. This is the balance. What else is interesting? If you like to compare Tesla's theories, Tesla's ideas of modern society and modern insights into our trends of developing. You see, this diagram is very important. It is done somewhere in the United States, maybe 10 years ago. It is shown that between 1980s and 1990s, we start to spend more resources than we can afford. If we think in average sense, what does it mean? For example, in the United States, they are spending 10 times more resources than in Serbia, for example. So their biggest, so if we all would like to spend, like Americans, resources, only 1 billion people can survive here. So maybe you have heard that there are a lot of stories about golden billion. That means that in order to everyone to live wealthy, then no place for 6 billion people. You must know that. There are many aspects of these theories. I would just like to show you this one. It's also very important because of the young people. This diagram shows how Americans, young people, express themselves about their system of values. So in 1970s, most American young people said that to develop a meaningful philosophy of life is for them most important. To be well off financially, it was the minority. But you see, in the 1980s there was a switch, there was a change. Most of young people after 1980 said, we would like to have a good lot of money, we would like to enjoy this life, we would like to travel. What is encouraging, you see this black line, after 2000 have tendency to go upwards. That means that young people today understand that they want to live well, that they want to be wealthy, but they also would like to have maybe more. Is it possible? Yes, answer is yes. But you know, it must be the part of our educational system. Our educational system must not cherish only the skills. It must also develop the character of a young person. Only in that sense, if you teach them to have skills to solve their social problems, but in the same time to be a person, to think, to have an attitude, to use all their internal powers, you know, then not to be machines. We will have the members of our society which can build the sustainable society. Generally today we understand that institutions have to be fundamentally oriented towards sustainability, and that means that we have to develop and to try to understand that today we need more social innovation than technological innovation. Our modern world is full of technological innovation, but our institutions are not ready to accept very fast changes what happened. Late president of Israel, Shimon Peres, died a few days ago. He said, every morning we wake up, we are waking up in a new world. So the person must be prepared, and when he decides something, maybe day after today, tomorrow, it will be not anymore applicable. My point of this lecture is actually that tradition and the knowledge of great people of our past. In case of Nikola Tesla, we are proud that he was Serbian, but also he was American, and also he was a member of the world community. And we are very glad to see that the Spanish audience and the audience in South America, they received Tesla as they're from their surrounding. Well, I wanted to say that we have to find somehow a way to integrate in our modern life values of all those important genius people. But it must be oriented towards some practical actions, not in a sense to have some kind only of theory and to be satisfied just to from time to time say that they were great people. Thank you very much for your patience and
Nikola Tesla, a name and scientific genius, stands as one of the most influential inventors of the last century. His contributions to various fields, including electricity, robotics, radar, and wireless energy transmission, have laid the foundation for some of the greatest technological advances of the 20th century. Among his many works, Tesla's thoughts on humanity's relationship with the universe, as explored in his essay The Problem of Increasing Human Energy, showcase his visionary brilliance and continue to inspire us even today. Tesla's essay, first published in the Century Illustrated magazine in June 1900, is a testament to his deep insights into the scientific and technological advancements embodied in his work. It reveals his profound understanding of the interplay between humanity, energy, and the universe. In this work, Tesla embarked on a journey to elucidate the means by which humans could harness and increase their energy, ultimately uplifting the quality of life for all. One of the remarkable facets of Tesla's experiments and discoveries was his exploration of ambient air heat engines. His work in this realm led to significant breakthroughs, such as the understanding of liquefied air's properties and hyperconductivity at ultra-low temperatures. These discoveries advanced the potential for efficient energy generation and transmission, paving the way for innovations that would shape our modern world. Tesla's vision of wireless technology was not limited to small-scale applications. While today we have wireless charging for personal devices, Tesla's grander vision was to create a global network of wireless power accessible to anyone, transcending geographical boundaries. This vision was not just a technological dream but a humanitarian endeavor to provide energy to the farthest corners of the world, eliminating the disparity between the haves and the have-nots. At the heart of Tesla's vision for wireless energy transmission lay the Wardenclyffe Tower, an ambitious project that aimed to realize his dream. The Wardenclyffe Tower was a colossal magnifying transmitter, designed to wirelessly transmit energy to the entire world. The tower's construction garnered the interest of the legendary financier J.P. Morgan, who offered to finance Tesla's vision. However, not all applications of Tesla's wireless energy transmission technology have been noble. The HARP project, a U.S. military venture in Alaska, has raised concerns regarding its potential uses, including the development of death rays, EMP shockwaves, and even weather control. These fears have prompted calls for transparency from concerned citizens and international organizations. Despite the mixed legacy of Tesla's inventions, there is no denying the profound impact of his work on our world. His vision for increased human energy and wireless power transmission was not just an attempt to innovate, it was an endeavor to uplift humanity, to bridge the gaps, and to provide energy for a brighter future. Tesla's work continues to inspire scientists, inventors, and dreamers alike, reminding us that the pursuit of knowledge and progress knows no bounds. The world remains indebted to Nikola Tesla for his pioneering spirit and his relentless pursuit of a better future for us all.